Hello guys, welcome to Nita Crochets. My name is Anita, and I have this very pretty wave stitch piece. I am trying to make a head sock, not particularly a head sock, but you know, yeah, because we're going for the cold weather season, and I feel like I just needed this one piece that I can make for you guys, just so you can prepare yourselves for the weather. So this is it. Okay, I love the stretch. I love the stretch. I love the fact that it gives me this knitted kind of effect. Okay, I am trying to put down my lighting because I'm working with a hot pink, and this color is really not letting me have that very much good, you know, a very good look, like how the piece is going to look and everything. So I've tried to dim down my lighting just so we can see closely how this looks like. So to start off our project, I'm going to be working with a 4.5mm hook right here, and you will need a pair of scissors, you'll need a yarn needle, okay, and finally you will need yarn, of course. So I'm going to be working with Robin. It's 100% acrylic and it's 100 grams. This is how it looks like. All right, so first of all, I am making this for a toddler, so I'm going to be giving you adjustments for both a toddler and a grown-up, okay, just so that if you're making for a grown-up you can adjust, and if you're making for your toddler, I am making this for a toddler. So basically I'm going to be sharing adjustments for both. First, I'm going to get my yarn and make a knot. Insert my hook into the loop, just like this. If you're making for a grown-up, I would suggest you chain 49, and if you're making for a toddler, I suggest you chain 37. All right, so let's work our chains. 1, 2. So for me, I have worked 24 stitches, literally 25, okay, because I just want to show you how to work this wave stitch, and then we can like I can like let you guys progress with the whole entire pattern since I have my part of my piece complete. So if once you have the stitches that you have to have, that is 49 stitches or 37 stitches, into the second chain stitch from the hook, we are going to work a single crochet. So we are going to work one single crochet into every stitch, and for an adult you must have 42 stitches, sorry, 48 stitches left, and for a toddler you must have 36 stitches. So once you come to the end of your row, this is what you will do. You are going to chain 1, all right, turn your work. Now we are going to be working into the back loop of every stitch, okay? So into the back loop of the very first stitch, you see that? We work a single crochet. Into the back loop of the next stitch, we work one single crochet, and we are going to do this for a total of 6 stitches. So those are 3, 4, 5, and 6. Once we have this, into the next 6 stitches we are going to work still into the back loop right there. So we work 1 half double crochet, 2, 3, 4, 5, and lastly 6. I don't know if you guys can really see what we are doing. I'm not happy about I'm not really happy about this lighting, but I'm going to work around it. So basically this is it. So into the next 6 stitches I am going to work slip stitches. Now there we go. We work into the back loop of every stitch, so we work 6 slip stitches into every back loop. Please make sure you are not tense on your stitches. Like your tension should be just manageable. So these are 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, now into the next 6 stitches we are going to work half double crochets into every stitch, into the back loop of every stitch. So we work 1, 2, 3, and this is how the wave stitch actually works. 4, 5, and lastly 6. So your foundation chains should be chains that actually and literally are divisible by 6. All right, so now here we are going to turn our work. Since we ended with half double crochets, I don't know what you ended with, but if you did end with half double crochets, you are going to chain 2 and turn your work. Now you are going to work 6 half double crochets into the next 6 stitches. I don't care about the loops. When we get to the half double crochets, don't care about whether you're working into the back loop or the front loop, okay? But when you get to working either the single crochets or the slip stitches, you must make sure you're working into the back loop of every stitch. I hope I am clear. So into the very first stitch we work our half double crochet, and then work a half double crochet in the next. I wish I worked with a better color. A half double crochet into the next stitch, one, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the 6th right there. So now we have gotten to the slip stitches, and here I want to work slip stitches into the next 6 stitches. So I'm going to look for the back loop, which is right there. All right, and I'm going to work a slip stitch, look for the next back loop, you see that? Okay, yeah. So yes, into the back loop right here, I work my third slip stitch in the next back loop. I'm really going to go slow because my lighting is, I'm just trying to work around it. So those are 5, and lastly the 6th into the back loop right there. There we go. So now into the next 6 stitches I am going to work half double crochets, and I told you when I'm working the half double crochets I'm not going to care about whether I'm working into the back loop or not, more so if I'm working the second row of this stitch pattern. So I will work 6 half double crochets into the next 6 stitches. Those are 3. Those are 4. 5. 6. So now you are going to continue repeating this until you get to the last 6 stitches, okay? For example, if you look at my work, I have this stitch going on, but then if you look at my work closely, what you see here is not what it is here. So here I strictly worked a rib stitch of single crochets because this is going to be my supposed head, like the band for my head sock, okay? This is going to be the band at the bottom of the head sock. So if you're working for an adult, if you want a longer band or a wider band, you will work single crochets into the last 12 stitches, okay? And then the wave stitch will be the one for the other stitches going up, okay? But if you are working for a toddler, you may not need a very wide band, so working rib stitch into a single crochet rib stitch into the last 6 stitches is advisable. All right, I hope I'm understood. So basically, if you opt for a bigger band and you're working this for an adult, please make sure you are working single crochets strictly into the last 12 stitches. And if you're working for a toddler like me, please work single crochets into the last 6 stitches. So here, since we don't have the same number of stitches because we didn't start with the same number of chains, you are going to follow the very same method of working this stitch pattern, that is working 6 slip stitches into the next 6 stitches and then repeating 6 half double crochets into the next 6 stitches, okay, until you get to the point where now you are working your band, okay? So when you get to that point of the band, still you are going to work into the back loop of every stitch and you will work 1 single crochet into it, okay, to end your row. So this is for our band, because what we are doing literally is we are working our head sock horizontally until we get to having the width that can cover all the way around our heads, all right? And we shall just now work on the top of our head sock to get it have that shape of a head sock. Yes, so here we are. So this is how it has to look like. Now you will chain 1 once you have ended your row and turn your work. Still into the very first 6 stitches or 12 stitches, whichever you are working your band, the bottom of your head sock for, you will chain 1 and turn your work and then work into the back loop and you'll work 1 single crochet into every stitch for the next 6 stitches. So those are 2, and now these are 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now what we are going to do is we are going to alternate the stitches to give us that wave effect. Alright, now to alternate our stitches, for the stitches where we worked half double crochets previously, this time we are going to be working slip stitches. For the stitches where we worked slip stitches previously, this time we are going to be working half double crochets. Alright, so we are literally just going to be alternating our stitches, and that is exactly how the wave stitch works. So in here we are going to look for the back loop of our half double crochets, and once we find the back loop right there, we are going to work a slip stitch. So work a slip stitch, 1 slip stitch into every stitch, and do this for the next 6 stitches. Once we have 6 slip stitches, we are now going to work into the back loop of the slip stitches we previously worked, and in here we are going to work half double crochets. So into the next stitch you work your half double crochet, and then work a half double crochet in the next stitch. Work 1 half double crochet into the next stitch. Those are 3, and these are 4, 5, and 6. You see that we have this kind of like effect already. Now into the next half double crochet stitches, in the back loop of these stitches we are going to work slip stitches. So we get in there like that. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, so now for the next row, actually I know you guys still have to go on and on until you come to the end of your row, so just follow this until you come to the end of your row. And once you have come to the end of your row, you will chain 1, turn your work. Once again we work into the back loop of these 6 slip stitches, so just find the back loop right there and work your slip stitch. Get into the next, work a slip stitch, work 1 slip stitch into the next, and you're going to do this until you have 6 slip stitches. So those are 4, 5, and 6. Okay, now as you can see we had half double crochets here, and that's what we are going to have. So we work 6 half double crochets into the next 6 stitches. There you go. and we are going to keep alternating our stitches, but when you get to the second row you don't alternate, instead you work exactly what you did. All right, so there we are. And now into the next stitches we have to have slip stitches, so we work our slip stitches into the back loop of the previous stitches. So that's 1, 2. Sometimes it's hard to get in, more so if you're working your work tightly, so mind about the tension, or you can use a bigger hook. Those are 3. You may choose to work with a 5.5. okay, if you feel like this is so now into if you're not yet at the end of your work, you're going to continue with alternating your stitches just like that. So you know the next 6 stitches have to be half double crochets until you get to that either last 6 stitches or last 12 stitches. All right, and once you get there you will just be working into the back loop of every stitch and you will work 1 single crochet. So here we work 1 single crochet into the back loop of every stitch. So 3, 4, 5, and 6. This pattern is really nice to like work. Okay, so there we have it. And once you come to the end of your row, you will turn your work. Now as we can see, we have already 2 rows of this. So now the next row is going to be alternating this. Okay, now you will chain 1, turn your work into the very first stitch. You work your single crochets into the back loop of every stitch for the next 6 or 12 stitches, given how wide you want your band to be. Okay, so there we are. Once we are here, remember we had slip stitches in here, so we are going to work half double crochets in there. So we work into the back loop of this slip stitch, we work our first half double crochet, and then work our next half double crochet into the next back loop. I hope I didn't mess this up. Yes, so right there, and then we work our next half double crochet into the next back loop. The next back loop is right there, so we work a half double crochet. Those are 4, 5, and lastly 6. So there we go. So for the next stitches right here, we are going to be working 6 slip stitches. So we get into the first one and work 1, 2, 3. We are working into the back loop, remember, 4, 5, 6. So once you have your 6 into the next stitches, you're going to be working half double crochets into the back loop. Okay, So here we are, and this is what we have. So if you're still continuing with your work, you can continue doing like that for the next stitches. All right, now for the next row, and this is my last row to show you guys what to do. For the next row, since we have half double crochets at the end of the row, we shall chain 2 and turn our work. Into the very first stitch, we work 1 half double crochet. Continue working 1 half double crochet into every stitch for the next stitches. So we must have 6 stitches with half double crochets. Once you have your 6 stitches with half double crochets, the next stitches will be 1 slip stitch into the back loop. So just find your way into the back loop and work a slip stitch. And do this for the next 6 rows, for the next 6 stitches. And now once you get here, you will now work half double crochets. So you work 6 half double crochets into the next 6 stitches. So you will just keep doing this until you have 6 or 12 stitches left, given how wide you want your band to be. And into those last stitches, you will work 6 single crochets into the back loop of every stitch until you come to the end of the row. So this is it, and this is how the wave stitch actually works. Keep doing this until you have something that can like stretch out to wrap all the way around your head. I'm not going to give you a specific number of rows you should have for your headband, for your head sock, but just work this until you know that when you stretch it out, it can wrap around your head. Okay, because some of us have big hair, some of us just have small heads and all that. So just make sure it can wrap around your head and fit perfectly when stretched. Okay, I'm going to get back and show you what to do once you get to that point. So once you have the width that you desire, more like the width that fits around your head when your piece is stretched, this is what you will do. You will choose the side that you feel you want to be your outside. For me, this is the side. I want to be my outside. Okay. I'll just dim this a little so you can see. Yes. So this is the side I want to be my outside, but this other side also looks like this. So whichever side you choose will be great. Now for me, this is what I want for my inside. So to stitch my 2 pieces together, this is what I'll do. I cut my yarn up to some end. Right here, it's a little long, so I'm just going to secure the end, just like this. And once I do, I'm going to get my yarn needle and insert this end of the yarn into the eyelet. So here we go. So I'm going to be stitching the 2 ends together. I'll get into the first stitch and the first stitch this side. So just like that, and I'll get into the next stitch. Make sure you go into the next stitch on this side, and then the opposite side. So I'm going to do this all the way until I get back up. So I have joined my work, and we don't even see where I joined from, but let me show you right here. You see that? So I'm going to cut my yarn and I will weave in my ends later. And now I am just going to get to stitch this together in this manner. I hope you guys have seen that. Okay, let me just repeat this. I'll place it like this, and I'm just going to hold what I would think is the middle and just get the end and lay it to the middle, just like that. And then do the same for this side as well, just like that. Please make sure that, please make sure that the two ends are equal, like this, like the folding on this side and this side. So now I'm going to stitch these ends together, and I'm going to get in right there. Please make sure you're getting in from the last stitch, okay? So I'll just lay this on top and get in once again. Just like that. And I'm just going to keep getting in and in and in. Lay this over. So pull it so you have a tight seam, okay? Just like that. Please make sure all sides are joined. And just like that. I'm loving this because it's so simple. So just do this until you get to the end on the other side, and I'm going to get back, then show you what to do next. So for me, I feel like I have come to the end. Okay, but if you still feel like you need to secure it a little more, you can just go ahead and come back and, you know, hand sew this whole line again. But for me, this is enough. I'll just cut my yarn, secure my end, and also weave in my ends. Okay, so I'll turn this in out. Guys, I love it. Oh. So now here we are. So I told you I have like 6 stitches at the band, like the bottom of my band, and for those working for an adult, you have like 12. So you will bend your band. If you have 12, you bend the 6 stitches. And for me that has 6, I already thought I could bend the 6 stitches, which was my hem and planned thing to do. So I'll bend it. And if you feel this is lacking something, you can just add what do they call it, a pom-pom. Yes, a pom-pom. Let me figure out how to make mine. I really don't know how to make pom-poms, but let me figure out how to make my own pom-pom, and I'm going to add it right here, so I'll show you the final result. I'm sorry I'm not going to show you how to make a pom-pom because I'm also just going to figure it out. Whatever comes out of it that can make my work a little more beautiful and give it some more like pop, the better. But yes, we have come to the end of our tutorial. I am so glad you guys have learned how to make this for yourselves. I have a toddler on the way, so that's why I'm making this little thing, and I love it. Oh my god. Thank you so much guys for watching. Let me see you all in my next tutorial. Goodbye.